Hello everybody and welcome back to the automation campaign. I hope you're all doing well, and yeah, so in the last episode we facelifted the upper part. We saw through the outer style and the Kunglig. I'm not sure how you pronounce that really. Much with a lot of other things I've made, but yeah. So in today's episode what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just doing a couple minor facelifts. We're going to be facelifting the upper part, we're going to be facelifting the outer style to give us a stopgap until the new upper part releases. Then we'll do one final facelift on the upper part, which will be sort of a farewell kind of thing. And yeah, so we have then two of the same cars being produced. They are technically competing for each other, but this one will be way better because it has the better engine and everything. So it should work out well, I think. So without further ado, let's actually get into it. So let's facelift the outer style. So let's facelift it. Now the first thing I am going to do is, actually we do have the new engines, don't we? But I don't want to wait that long until, hold on, let's actually have a look. I completely forgot we have the new engines coming at some point, so we might as well try and see if we can throw the new engines in there. But the new engine doesn't come until no, we're gonna have to just do a normal facelift for the time being, and then maybe in the future, what am I doing? Maybe in the future then we can do a proper facelift on the thing with the new engine, or maybe even produce the successor to it. So yeah, let's do the facelift. Okay, so let's have a look here. I think what we need to do is try and get this thing a little bit more drivable. We also want to see if we can, does it make sense to put progressive suspension in this? I mean, comfort and drivability increase and sportiness decreases, and that's exactly what we want, so I think that's what we're actually going to do. So let's have a look. So safety, we've still got advanced 50 safety. We're not going to tweak anything here. We still got the basic interior, but we could throw a basic radio in there. Is that worth it? I don't know. We'll have to take a look again afterwards. So airflow is pretty much how I left it. The brake force is higher than, I think that's actually how I left it, because we wanted the vehicle to have more braking force when it's got weight in it. So let's have a look. So wheels, we do have 155s all round, and the cross-ply tires, they seem to be getting into their own right now. So let's do 165s, or is that going to screw everything over? No, it seems alright. I mean, we've got better fuel economy somehow, despite having wider tires. So front brakes need increasing, which is kind of annoying, but rear brakes also need, I think, what was it? Rear brakes need decreasing, exactly. So somewhere around there. Let's lower the fronts a little bit. There you go, I'm happy with that. Now, as for drivetrains, we kind of want this to be a good utility vehicle, so we want to have, I reckon that'll be fine right here, with 60 kilometers an hour and 103. So yeah, I think all we need to really do now is do a small little light redesign, and then I'll go through and do little tiny tweaks to try and get the car a little bit more interesting, and then yeah, I'll be back with you guys shortly. And here we are facelifting our outer style, and this was mainly just a adding detail kind of design process. So like with the upper part, I decided to add some bolts into the bumpers, add some covers to the headlights, you know, add little latches to the bonnet and everything, that kind of stuff, and just make the car all round be a little bit more detailed, look a bit more complete. And yeah, I feel like it turned out really nice, so I can't wait to hear the reaction from you guys. So yeah, well, I'm gonna leave the time lapse to play for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this vehicle, and I'll be with you guys shortly. And here we have it, the facelifted outer style, and honestly, I'm really digging this design now. I've decided that I generally love the design of the original one. So all I did was change this little curve here. I made it go out to make it feel a little bit more aerodynamic. Added these little covers over the headlights and little latches everywhere and little details like these bolts and everything. And the back's pretty much the same. I did change out the tail lights, so we now have the actual like a VW style tail light, and then we have these latches here, or these hinges, and then we have the bolts in the bumper. It's really nice. I really enjoy it. And another thing that I also really like about this car is that I've really worked hard on getting this interior nice. I've even got a roof. Oh, the roof doesn't look as good as I thought it would, but I'll fix that in a second. But yeah, no, I really like the design of this vehicle, especially the interior. Like, I've really put a lot of effort into making sure that everything matches up nicely, and then it's getting there. I'm getting better at this. It just takes a bit of practice, and then eventually I'll be at a stage where I can make genuinely nice interiors. And yeah, well, and as for the color, don't ask me about it. I have no idea what color this is. I've just made one that looks good. I think it works with this vehicle. I don't know whether the old color worked better, but I feel like this stands out a little bit. Maybe if we make it a little bit darker, it'll be a bit better. Say something about there. That looks alright. I think that's the same color we had before, actually. But yeah, really happy with the way this turned out. And yeah, so time for the pickup. Okay, and here we have the pickup, and I love the shape of this body. I don't know what it is, I just absolutely love the way this looks. And yeah, I didn't do anything exterior wise, but I did learn a new thing, and that is that you can move engines around. So now we've actually got an engine in this vehicle that doesn't intrude on the interior, just by doing some rather big adjustments, but it worked out, and I'm really happy with it. I put it on a slight slant as well, so that the drive line will always be horizontal. I don't know whether that'd be a thing that you'd actually do, but I think honestly this would ruin this joint, but it works, and I'm very happy with it. So in the end, turned out really nice. I've also given this all-wheel drive, and I've also given both vehicles, I don't know whether I've said this yet, but a manual locking differential, which really helped with the utility comparison, with the utility score for the vehicles. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this vehicle turned out. This one can carry 1,250 kilos, which is a lot for a little pickup like this. So yeah, really happy with the way this turned out. Let's go and put them up for sale. So yeah, we do have, I think, another competing trim for the van now, which means that this van has lost a bit of its desirability. But I think it also has to do with the fact that we sold a fair amount of them, so not many... So, well, I'm not saying not... I say not many people want them, but it's still got a desirability score of nearly 1,000, so... We're just going to keep everything the same. We're just going to be retooling this factory for the second generation of this vehicle. And I think that should be enough, but I have a feeling that the engine factory will be overworked, so... Oh, it is very overworked, so we're going to have to... Once the Kunglig launches, we're going to have to switch over and use a bigger factory on the engine on this, the inline 6. So for the time being, we can increase automation. We might as well use the factory what we've got while we still have it. So that should be about fine there, I'd say. 7,200. That is a very nice profit margin on this vehicle, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, so let's go have a look at how much people would be willing to pay for it. So the pickup variant is worth a lot more, and it seems that we're not making much of anything anywhere. So let's have a look. So let's sell this one for 9,000. It's still a profit margin of 81%, if that hasn't updated yet, which is kind of crazy. And then the van will sell for also 9,000, I'd assume. And let's have a look. Will we be making money on this vehicle, or will this once again be a bit of a loss like every other van that we've ever made is? And it appears that we are making profit now. And a lot of it comes in the first couple of years, and then it just drops off and the van is starting to lose us a bit of money. So let's make this 9,500. People will be wanting to pay for this, so let's have a look. So this is the profit per production unit. Interesting. So yeah, there you go. That's a much better profit right here. I think I would be happy with this for the time being, and we can always change the prices if we need to in the future for other vehicles. Well, when if this vehicle is selling too much for this price, we can always update the price. So I think this is what we're going to do, is we're going to sign off on it. It appears that we can only take a 40% loan, even though we are already losing money. So let's just take out a loan. We might as well pay it back in 36 months. It's only 470,000 a month. So sign off on this. Sign off on the loan, and the vehicle should. This one will end production now. And then at the same time, we're also going to be doing another facelift of the Upard. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into that. Okay, so let's produce a new facelift. And we are going to do the replacement on the 110, because we will do visual changes. So I'll just copy this over and make this into the 80, which will be the small engine variant. And let's have a look here. What can we actually do to this vehicle? So we've already got the progressive suspension. And we already have the highest level of safety. We have a pretty decent interior in it. Airflow is looking okay. Brakes, I mean, they're fine from what I can see here. It's mainly just, there isn't really that much I can do to it. I mean, maybe I could do something with the gears. Maybe they prefer it if I made the first gear a bit shorter. But then the last gear would be too long, so it would be very hard to get the car up to speed. So, or did they prefer when it was... If I do the first gear at 60 kilometers an hour, then that should be fine. But there isn't really all that much I can do to this vehicle. I mean, I can just do some basic stuff. So, which is kind of annoying. I could probably increase the quality on the interior a little bit. And once again, increase the quality on the steering a little bit. And yeah, I mean, there isn't really that much I can do, so we'll leave it at this. We'll increase the quality a little bit on the suspension, and then I will now go and redesign this vehicle. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you guys shortly. Doing our final ever redesign on our Opard, and yeah, I didn't expect it to come this quickly, but yeah, we've got our replacement coming, and this will be the final send-off for this vehicle. So it was pretty much just like it was with the outer style, just adding as much detail as possible, trying to make it look as complete as possible. So once we do come back to have a look at this vehicle, we can genuinely say, oh yeah, we really did build a really nice car here. So yeah, it's going to be a final send-off for this vehicle. I hope you guys enjoy the design on this car, and yeah, let's see what the future holds. And this is it, probably the final form of our first ever vehicle, and honestly I'm really proud of what I made here. I'm so happy with the design. I know it's maybe not the best design that you guys have ever seen, but it's always just these little things that make these cars just beautiful. Like the exhaust, there's a little cutout for the exhaust and the bolts and the bumper and all that kind of stuff. And then the interior, I've pretty much completely redone the whole entire interior. So we now have this lined nicely, we have this beautiful plastic section coming down the side here. We have a proper parcel shelf and everything, and it just works. I just really love this. So yeah, this is it, the final design of our vehicle, and I'm really happy with it. Just I can't wait for the I can't, yeah, it's a nice moment, this. So yeah, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to produce, well, we're not going to produce, we're going to design the one with the 800cc engine, and then we will go about, ooh, the suspension could take a little tuning, so we'll do that. But no, what we'll do is we will now do the 800cc variant, and then I'll be back with you guys shortly. And here it is. So the only thing I've done is I've put the 800cc engine into this, and I've also put a different gearbox into it. So it's still a 3-speed, but it's only got limited to 100. It is limited to only 120 kilometers an hour, and it has a much higher spacing, so it can get to those higher speeds much more efficiently. And yeah, I think it works out well. And without further ado, I think we should go and put these cars on sale. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Here we are, and they are quite evenly matched in terms of desirability, which is a really good thing, because we want them to sell sort of evenly, even if the other one's a bit more expensive. So we're going to update this factory. I would turn into a bigger factory, but the engine factory just can't keep up. And in fact, this factory can now do a little bit more work as well, because for some reason we can actually make more engines, which makes no sense to me. So we'll increase tooling quality, we'll increase this a little bit, say 60, and we should be making a decent chunk of profit. I mean, the ring isn't very big, the potential profit isn't very big, but it is what it is. We'll keep quality high, because we do want this car to sell, and I think that'll be good enough. But the problem I'm having now is I'm thinking that we've got a small issue, because we don't have enough money to take a loan out. And finally this projection is working, which is very nice. But let's do 7,000, well, let's do 6,800 and then 6,600. I think that's where we sort of want to keep the pricing of this car, because otherwise the other car that we have, which is more powerful and more expensive and everything, well, not more expensive, it's more powerful, economical, more drivable in every way, is going to be more expensive. But even then, this vehicle isn't selling as well as I thought it would, actually, going to think about it. So let's do 7,000 and 6,800 for the pricing, and I think I'll be happy with that for the time being. Like I said, we can always change this in the future, and the car should be making a nice tidy profit in the first couple of years. But if I'm not mistaken, we can't actually take out a loan for this vehicle. Oh, we can! Now we can. That's great. People, clearly they see potential in this vehicle. So we'll do 84 months, that's 7 years, I want to say. And we'll pay back $1 million a month, which will be very affordable. So let's sign off on this, and yeah, that'll be it for today. Next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to do the engine factories. So we should hopefully be able to, produce the new engines that we are designing, because they are coming at the end of next year, and then the year after that will be the one for the V8. So I'm excited to see how they'll do. Now, it has been a pleasure making this video for you guys, as always, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.